this is Jim Smith, and just want to welcome you to our online kind of mini worship service. I'm going to just give you a quick run through what we're talking about here in church as we go through our study of John. It's a great study, and this is chapter 5, the Gospel of John. But Jesus shows up at a pool, the pool of Bethsaida. You know, years ago, people read the Bible and they go, "There's no pool. Nothing's ever been discovered. This must be wrong." But it's interesting, back in 1800s, the late 1800s, someone found a pool as they're excavating some ground within the walls of Jerusalem, right next to St. Anne's Church. And it's a beautiful part of Jerusalem. And so they find this pool of Bethsaida. During Jesus' time, it was there, and people would kind of hang around hoping to get healed. Even today, people think there's healing power in the water. And back then, they thought an angel touched the water. And the first one into the pool after the water rippled would get healed. Well, today they found out that actually there was a spring underneath that provided water to this pool. And every once in a while, water would come up in a form of a bubble. And they thought just because that spring had a bubble, air bubble in it, that's the angel. That was a superstition, but they believed it. And so people just hung around there. Now, Jerusalem probably had, 200,000 people that lived there regularly. During festivities, 1 million people sometimes, or more, would show up in Jerusalem. Big crowds. Jesus shows up to this pool. A lot of people are all around the pool. Jesus sees one guy, and he focuses in on this man who's been there for 38 years. You want to activate your life to make some healthy changes? Jesus found this one guy for 38 years, has been stuck in a rut. And I want to talk about how to activate some healthy change in your life from this story. You ever been in a rut? I'm going to give you 3 things that really can activate healthy change in your life. Number 1 is change your perspective. Change your perspective on life. Man, I remember once I was driving a bus full of kids in Wisconsin. We had a winter retreat, ski kind of getaway. And I'm coming back and they go, "I gotta go to the bathroom," someone says. So I pull over on the side of the road. We stopped. All of a sudden the weight of the bus made our bus tip. And there we are in a ditch. When I was in that rut in the snowbank, someone came and said, "Hey, why don't we just hire a tow truck to come and pull the bus out?" Good idea. I was trying to get 30 kids to all push it. Change your perspective. Jesus wants us to have a healthy lifestyle. He wants to give us purpose in life, and not for us to be in a rut and be perhaps like this man. For 38 years, he wanted to get well. Might have been a little bitter. Jesus says, "Do you want to get well?" And the guy goes, "Well, of course I want to get well, but no one ever lets me get into the pool first. I can't walk that well, so I never get there first. Of course I want to get well, but no one helps me." He was a little bitter, perhaps. Sometimes we need to change our perspective and see that God might have a different way for you to overcome what you're going through, a different perspective. And Jesus comes to this man and says, "Get up. Get up. Let's do the impossible. Let's do the impossible. Let's get out of the comfortable." And that guy probably, for 38 years, he probably had a good spot checked out right there on the floor next to the pool. And Jesus says, "Get up." He goes, "Yeah, what? Yeah, 38 years you've been here. Let's change your perspective. Let's do the impossible. Get out of your comfortable position." And sometimes you think, well, who's comfortable in their pain? Well, sometimes we get comfortable in our pain. Sometimes we just get used to being depressed or bitter, or that's the way it is. That'll never change. And Jesus says, yeah, with God, all things are possible. Change your perspective. Look around and say, "All right, God, I'm going to do it your way." Our way is not often the best way. God's way is the best. And we say, "God, I'm going to do it your way. I'm going to run my relationships the way that honor you, my marriage the way that honor you, how I look to those in authority. I'm going to honor you. I'm going to do what you tell me to do as I honor and obey my parents. Wherever you're at, God says, get up out of your comfortable kind of rut that you're in. Let's do something. Change your perspective. Start looking around and say, God, do you have a different way that perhaps I can do things? And the answer is yes. God says yes. The second thing is, remove the temptations. Remove the temptations to go back. Jesus said, get up, pick up your mat. Guy goes, I'm going to lose my spot. This is a good place. Jesus says, take your mat up. I don't want you to go back here. I don't want you to claim your spot. It's kind of like you have a line at Disneyland and you're going to go to some great ride. You've been waiting for an hour and a half and someone comes, hey, come with me. We'll get into something better. You go, I've been waiting an hour and a half. Come on, come with me. Just trust me. You go, I'm going to lose my place. And Jesus says, yeah, I don't want you going back there. I got something better for you. Get out of the line. I don't want you to go back. Like the Israelites always wanted to go back to Egypt, but man, that was a long way to go through the Red Sea. God's not going to open that again. God says, burn your bridges. Get rid of the temptation. You know, sometimes if things aren't going so well at work, maybe there's an affair going on, get a new job. Maybe you need to move to a new place. Maybe get some new friends. Get rid of the temptation to go back. Jesus says, get up, new perspective. Pick up your mat. Let's get rid of the temptations to go back and walk. That's the third thing. Develop new habits. This guy's been laying around for 38 years. Jesus says, I want you to walk. Healed him and he could walk. Healed the man. But now I had to develop new habits. Walk. You got to develop some new habits. You got to create some new things in your life that will be healthy. Eat better. Exercise. Watch what you say. Watch where you go. Develop new habits. Someone once said it takes 40 days to develop a new habit. So try something for 40 days. Don't quit. Don't give up. And if you mess up, just keep going. Jesus says, keep walking. Jesus expects us to have continued success, and he wants us to continue to walk by faith and trust in him. It's incredible what God can do with our helplessness. He says, get up, pick up your mat, and walk. I hope you let God come into your life and get you out of the rut that you're in. Make some healthy changes. And God says, I want to activate those healthy changes in your life, like I did in this man who couldn't walk for 38 years. And I want to change your life for the better. Let him. Just let him. Maybe you've been a Christian for a long time, but God says, I still have good things for you to do. Get out of the comfortable. And if you don't know Jesus, the new thing you can do now is just surrender your life to Jesus. Say, I am a sinner, and I can't do life on my own. I just keep messing up. But God, thank you. I believe that Jesus died on the cross for my sin. I believe that Jesus rose from the dead because he's God. And surrender your life to Jesus. Ask Jesus to come into your life to forgive you of your sins and to transform you from the inside out. He'll do it. And for those of you who are believers, just keep walking with him. Walk by faith. Let God do some new things through you. All things are possible through God. Have a great week. Thanks for checking us out. And again, if you're ever in the area, it's San Antonio Heights Community Church, and we meet 10:15 right here at 2520 North Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. Until we see you, thanks for joining us online, and have a great week. Bye-bye.